chosen ones, empaths, if your relationship with the narcissist ended quite abruptly, you know, whether you were discarded or you had to cut them off because they pushed you too far, it's very likely that they've rushed off out there and gone with a new supply. And the thing is, you've got to realize this. If the wounds are still fresh, please embrace this advice, right? If it's only just happened, say, it's only a matter of time before the narcissist wants you back. And even if this has gone on for some time now, maybe this video will help you understand how the narcissist wants you back and has wanted you back for some time. They rush off out there with these new supplies. They grab the nearest low-hanging fruit and they monkey branch to them. And they think this person's God's gift. You know, in their mind, in their eyesight, the way they view this new supply, we're nothing. We're trash. That's the way they view it. That's the dynamics. Only momentarily, please bear with me, only momentarily they have these thoughts, you know. They'll want to flaunt it in your face, right? But very soon and very quickly, you know, the older we get as well, you know, the older we get, you know, other people have been in healthy relationships. I know I always talk about them running into a narcissist or a sociopath, but let's say they ran into a normal individual, right? A regular Joe, right? Doesn't have to be an empath, but just someone regular who's had a few relationships and whatnot. This person's going to recognize the traits of the narcissist very quickly, because they're going to be aware of it. It's not like your first love, you know, the blind first love, where everything is rosy. And when you've got a bit of experience to go with it, you know, these people are going to figure the narcissist out, right? Or even if you say that this new supply is a narcissist, or this new supply is a psychopath or a sociopath or another toxic individual, they're going to figure them out as well, right? And they'll both figure each other out as manipulators. But this is what leaves the narcissist, right? The narcissist left you in a bad way. They made you feel like nothing. But very soon after the breakup, they start to realize your value. They start to understand what it was you brought to the table, where you had that unconditional love, where you had the purity, where you were pure, where you were honest, where you were truthful. And they'll start to see within the new supply that this new supply doesn't have the set of traits that you had. And this is what makes them want you back. And they figure this out very quickly. But as we know, narcissists burn bridges. And as I said, it's only a matter of time before the narcissist wants you back. But the thing is, they've burnt bridges. And this is where the problems come in. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. They've burnt bridges, right? They've actually made out to the world at large that they do not want anything to do with us. Sometimes they've even smeared our name to our own families. We've had to explain the situation to our own families, and the families are on their side and thinking that we're the ones in the wrong. They've smeared us so badly that it's very hard for them to walk back to us. They're very stubborn. They're very egotistical. They're very prideful. So what you will experience if you go silent, okay? So if this has just happened to you, or if this is you're further down the line, think back and remember there was a time that the narcissist started to make contact with you in any which way. It could have even just been liking one of your posts. It could have even just been them contacting you from a fake profile, something as small and as minute as that, right? They could have even flaunted a new supply in your face, right? Their new partner in your face. They could have even flaunted that in your face. Now, to the unknowing mind, you'll think, oh my God, they're flaunting a new supply in my face. They're trying to make me jealous. They're trying to make me this. Yes, they're trying to do those things. But as well, it's a call of desperation. That's all that they like. They began to make the move back to you. But they're thinking, okay, let me make out that I'm living a happy life to try and draw us out. You see? Their whole object in mind is to try draw us out, to try and make us come back and make us be the one begging for them back, and not one make us be pleading for them and stuff like that, right? That's what they want to try and draw us out to do. So that's why I went through them. I was on a dating profile, and they started saying, they made a profile that was aimed about their new supplier, saying how they're blessed, right? And I didn't get, if you don't understand what that means, I didn't get what that meant at the time. It was only when I look back in retrospect, I saw very soon early on, they were reaching out with profiles that were to do with their new supply and making out how they're blessed with this new supply, when really they weren't, right? Really they were miserable. Really they wanted me back, right? And this is why the ball is always in our court. The ball is in our court. We have the power. If we stay silent and we don't beg and plead, or even if you have begged and pleaded for them back, right? You have asked to try and reconcile. It's what adults do. Adults in relationships will reconcile. They'll knock their heads together and say, should we work this out for the best? Should we not? You're not going to get like that with a narcissist. So when we went down that route of option, when we tried to reconcile in an adult way, maybe meeting up for a coffee, maybe just having a discussion, it didn't work out because you're dealing with a toxic individual. You're dealing with a narcissist, right? They want to make it so awkward for you, right? And when we was reaching out and pleading for them, at that moment in time, possibly, they were still in their, euphoric state of them being with this new supply. But if we've gone quiet and you go quiet and you let it go quiet, you'll see how they'll start to become desperate. They'll start to become desperate, and they may even go quiet on social media. It's one of the two. They're either going to start posting loads, right? But either it means the same thing. Either they're going to start posting loads, glorifying their new supply on their social media. But when that doesn't work, they'll withdraw and they'll go silent and they'll go quiet. Okay? But you've got to understand that very early on, they get the realization that they want you back in their life. They get this realization very quickly and very soon on. And this is why I always say, let them go, let them go, let them go. If the wounds are fresh and this has just happened to you, let them go and wander. But I'm not telling you this for you to get them back into your life. I'm not telling you this for you to let them back into your life, right? I'm telling you this for you to door slam, bolt and weld it shut, right? But let them go. And by you letting them go, it makes them understand your importance. It makes them understand what benefits you had, the traits that you had, which this new supply doesn't have. And they'll see all of the benefits within you that this new supply doesn't have. And it's, as I said, they go over to greener pastures. But when they get over to those greener pastures, they find out it's astroturf, or they find out it's yellow grass. And it leaves them desperately trying to come back. Yeah, and it's like they're so stupid-minded. You have to basically leave them to their own devices for them to figure it out themselves. The more and more you try and protest and try get them back to your way of thinking, trying to converse, trying to speak, trying to basically come to terms between yourselves, right? The more and more you try and do that, the further they run away. That's why I say leave it. You know, if it's just happened, leave it a month. You know, be quiet, be ghosts. You're going to see them pop back up. And what you need to understand is when you see them pop back up, it's not what they're saying. When they're saying, hi, how are you? How you been? Or they say something, or you get a like on your social media, or it means a lot more than that. It means they want to be back in your life, but they don't have the words to say to you. They don't know how to backtrack. They don't know how to get back across the burnt bridge, right? So please understand, it's only a matter of time before the narcissist wants you back. So if this is very fresh, just give it time. They'll come back. If it's been a long time, not a long time, but it's been a little while now, you know, I still call 1 year and 2 years fresh when you're dealing with narcissistic abuse, right? And even onwards and upwards from that, because it takes a long time to heal from this. And they're never really done with us. So that's why I've heard of people that have got hoovers after 10 years. It's crazy numbers that, like, they've been getting hoovers after those kind of years, right? Because once a narcissist meets a chosen one or an empath, it really stays with them, and it's hard for them to move on from us. It's very hard for them to move on from us. You know, they'll make out they've moved on, they'll make out they've got married, they'll go and have children. They just make the situation a whole lot worse. And deep in the core of them, they know they've made the situation a whole lot worse. So don't worry about nothing. Whatever the narcissist has told you, we know them to be a liar. So whatever the narcissist has told you during the relationship, we know they lie, right? So when they told you you're not worth crap, you're not worth shit, or they've told you something else and they've made out that they're not interested in you, you know they're a liar and they're a manipulator and they do things to get their way, right? And their way for that moment was they wanted something new. They wanted a new shiny toy. They wanted something new to play with, only to get over there and realize the toy isn't so shiny and the grass isn't as green as your grass. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find a link in the description box. And if you would like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find a link in the description box. Currently, I have the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. If you want to check that out, the link for that channel is also in the description box. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.